I come from a small town in California. In Southern California, it's called Wrightwood. It's a small town, about 3,000 people, but we happen to have a ski resort called Mountain High. And after I graduated high school, I started working ski patrol at the mountain. And one day I was working there, and it was about the middle of the day on a Christmas break, and I get a phone call. Not a phone call, sorry. We have radios on our chests, and I get a radio call saying we have an injury down at the bottom of the hill about halfway through. And they told me to bring a shovel, which wasn't something you typically use on a ski patrol call. So bring a sled and I bring a shovel, and I go skiing down to the bottom. I find the place where this call was located, and there's a man laying there, and he was bleeding everywhere. So it was kind of a messy scene. And what had happened was he'd fallen, and someone was skiing right behind him, and a skier behind him tried to turn, but he couldn't, so he tried to jump over him. Ended up landing on his head and cutting off his ear. So we had the shovels, and we were there to shovel all the snow off all the bloody snow off the side of the run. And then we get him packaged up and we send him down, and me and my friend Joey were shoveling all the snow off the side of the run. And all of a sudden my friend Joey reaches down there and he goes, "No way." He reaches down and he picks up the guy's ear. Okay? So we're like, "No way." And he did what any typical 18-year-old would do. He held it up in front of his face and said, "Can you hear me now?" So anyways, we packaged it up, took it down to the bottom of the hill, and surprisingly enough, the guy recited to us every word we said after we found his ear. I'm just kidding. It's fine. Today I'd like to talk to you guys about three things. One, how to get a job on ski patrol, what we do on ski patrol, and common injuries that you guys will find on the ski hill. In order to work on ski patrol, most mountains require one of two things, if not more. They prefer that you have an EMT, which is emergency medical training, or an OEC, which is similar. It's called outdoor emergency care, but it's catered to on the mountain medical care. You don't have any medical treatment stuff. You're not in a room, you don't have IVs, you gotta use this on the mountain, you gotta be able to secure them and safely ski them down a hill. So that the OEC tends to be preferred, along with the EMT for the training. Along with that, you have to know either how to ski or snowboard. It's kind of important if you're gonna be taking people down the hill in a sled. So they make you pass a skiing test, they watch you ski. After that, they watch you ski with a sled, and then they take a healthy person and they put them in the sled and they have you do an obstacle course with this person going down the hill. So if you're gonna consider a job in ski patrol, those are some things you're gonna need to take in a note and you're gonna wanna practice and get good at. The second thing is what we do on the job. On ski patrol, we're there to patrol the mountain and make sure it's safe for everyone that skis. So the first thing we do is we get up bright and early in the mornings, and we're the first ones on the mountain, and we ski the entire mountain. We mark safety hazards, depending on where you're at. In Southern California, we don't have avalanches, but in Utah, you want to do avalanche preparation, bombing. So we get to be the first one to ski, which on a powder day is the great thing. We get the first one. We're the first ones on the hill. We get the fresh snow. So it's kind of a perk that you get to do when you're on the hill. But it can get really cold. You're dealing with mountains, mountain weather, blizzardy conditions. So you got to have good gear. And we always have to have two people at the top of the mountain at all times, waiting for anyone that's hurt. So we can send someone to the bottom of the hill right away. At the top of each peak, you're going to find two patrollers, one to go down and assess the situation, and the second person to bring the sled and whatever equipment's necessary. So it's kind of fun. We spend most of the day skiing, and then hopefully no one gets hurt, but unfortunately it does happen. The third thing is there are injuries that you find on the mountain. It varies depending on the sport that you prefer to do. For skiers, you're mostly going to find, more frequently, you're going to find lower body injuries, legs, ankles. For snowboarders, you tend to find more upper body injuries. Snowboarders tend to break their wrists, collarbones, for example. You might be wondering why I'm wearing a sling. It's not for style. 2 weeks ago, I broke my collarbone snowboarding at Park City. So it's going to look real great when I go home to work ski patrol. Yeah. What's that sling on your arm? Oh, don't worry about it. I'm here to take you down the hill. How'd you do it? Skiing. You'll be okay. Try not to fall. Won't hurt you anymore. So those are some of the typical injuries you guys find on ski patrol. And when you do go, just one of the things to remember is the safer you play it, skiing and snowboarding can be very safe if you stick to the basics. Play it safe, go slow, stay out of the trees, and you tend to be safer, you won't get lost. So those are the basics about ski patrol.